Steffi told Thomas that he needs to take Douglas and leave town. I said, really? Do y'all agree? Comment down below. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review with Life with Chessie for the bold and beautiful March 25th, 2024. Okay, so look, I said I wanted Thomas to leave Hope, but I wanted him to make the decision. Because look, although I believe that she has always had some type of feelings for him, I don't think it would ever be mutual. But I'm disappointed. You got everybody in his ear, and I was like, he should have been the one to come to this conclusion by himself. I mean, he still could come to the conclusion if he hear everybody's side of things. But they've been telling him for a long time to walk away from her. According to the spoilers, it looks like he's going to walk away from her. Now, I don't know how true that is. They didn't exactly say. They just said that Thomas and Holt have a difficult conversation. They also says that Thomas makes a life-changing decision. I said, do y'all think Hope would actually let Douglas go without a fight? I don't know, we'll see. But okay, we might as well start with Steffi. So Steffi was talking to Hope, telling her to stay away from Thomas and bringing up Brooke's past and everything. Look, then Hope gonna go telling Brooke. Now it's with Ridge, I was like, a bunch of mess. Now I don't agree that there has been peace with the family. They might have been playing along to get along, but I don't agree with that. I also said, I feel like this whole little situation revealed that these folks really didn't want Hope and Thomas together. They over here, on one side of things, you got Brooke defending Hope, saying like, yeah, you wasn't ready, he didn't listen, which is true, I agree. She said a lot of stuff on today's episode that I agree with. But then on the other side of things, you got Thomas, they over here like, yeah, she should have said yes and all this other, they ain't said she should have said yes, but basically that's what it means. And I was like, would y'all have preferred that this lady say yes, even though she didn't mean it? And they brought that up. And then Ridge was like, no. Okay then, shut up. Over here. But she in the wrong, like I've been saying since this been going on. She in the wrong because she was wearing a necklace. Now, he did tell her to put it around her. He told her that. Look, he the one who told her to wear the doggone necklace. The one. So how you gonna bring that up to somebody saying you was wearing the necklace or whatever? But she was wearing it every day. That's what she slipped up at. She was wearing it every day. That's the first thing. Then on the other side of things, in regards to him, he was telling Steffi on today's episode, talking about something, maybe I should have given her time. And she was like saying basically the same thing. Time is not going to change anything. And I agree. But I was like, even in what you told her, you was like, I know you say you needed more time, but I think you're ready. We're ready and all this. I'm tired of waiting. You said it. She told you, but she kept on. And then Steffi got another point. Because she was saying how she was using him for sex. And I was like, yeah, because she would call him or he would be there and everything. And he'd get to talk about how much he loved her and in love with her, want to marry her. And she would be like, oh, I want you and all this other stuff. And I was like, so valid points were made. But okay, let me see. Thomas was confiding in Ridge because he feels like he was blindsided. And I said, you can't be, I keep saying the same thing. You wasn't blindsided. She told you what it was just like you told her what it was. You was hoping that you would love her into changing her mind. You was also hoping that you would get to marry her before she changes her mind. That's why he kept on. How do you go from, she just told you. I don't even know when they established an actual relationship, but she just told you she wasn't ready. First, she was saying for a relationship or commitment. She didn't know if she would ever love you or feel that way. What about that tells you to get down on one knee and propose to her? Then she kept saying after you, I think he had brought it up again, and she told him that she wasn't ready. So you take the ring off the necklace and say, I know you say you needed more time, but you're ready, we're ready, I'm tired of waiting. That's your own fault. And nobody telling him that. They over here, they didn't want them to be together in the first place. I mean, they right, because it was going to end regardless. But Ridge was just he wasn't trying to choose sides, but at the same time, he was defending Thomas. He came in there mad, asking Hope, what's the big idea? What's the big idea? Nah, for real. But their concern also is the fact that Thomas was obsessed with her for a long time. And I was like, okay, if this is enough for you to walk out on Hope and say, well, I ain't gonna say that. Because at some point you gotta decide, okay, this is no longer, it don't matter how long I've been in this. This is no longer what I want. And you have a right to choose what you settle for or what you choose to deal with. And I wanted him to say, you know what? Okay, I accept that. I know you say you need more time, but for me, I feel like I should walk away. It should have been his freaking decision, but no, everybody in his ear. Then Brooke came in. Here she go. She over here talking about Steffi doesn't have a right to get involved, but you getting involved. And then spoilers say they supposed to get into it. Brooke and Steffi do. I almost forgot that when they was talking about Brooke, they keep on talking like, well, I said Steffi keeps talking like Ridge is a victim. How he a victim? He over here juggling two women. He going back and forth. between these two women, but he a victim. She like, the way you did my father and all that. Now I don't know the history when the show first started, but since I've been watching, he been sitting up here when Taylor is on the screen, when she's on the screen, like he'll remember that scene. They was at, I think it was when Brooke and Ridge was having problems. Look, they always have problems. But it was on this episode, I think they were still married, and not Brooke, what's her name? Taylor decided to bring lunch or something over to him, and then they both was there, and they got to argue back and forth while he just stood there, tilting his doggone head. For real, y'all remember? I'm sure YouTube got it somewhere. He just stood there, they arguing back and forth, and I'm like, say something, Reed, say something. He's standing there, and they showed him, he was tilting his head like he always do, and he was smiling. I said, look at him. And y'all know, if y'all was listening back then, I said, he's standing there saying, I still got it. I still got it. Look at them still arguing over me. One just brought me lunch and the other one came over here. She still want the marriage. I said, look, for real. Brooke doesn't think that Steffi has a right to get involved. Then Rich came in there. You could tell he was upset. He wanted to know what the big idea is. Then they showed Thomas, he's thinking about the times he shared with Hope. And I said, according to the spoilers, look like he actually gonna end things with her. Look like he actually is. Steffi came by to make sure he end things. So I said, I know you going through a lot. I knew you went home. I just wanted to check on you. And she kept telling him the whole episode, you should walk away from her, end things. She been using you for sex. She this and that. You should take Douglas and leave. Now that right there, I was like, look, I knew this day would come. I knew this day would come. Do y'all agree that he should take his son and leave? I said, we don't really see them, and they say on this week that they supposed to have a difficult conversation with Douglas. And I was like, is this about them breaking up, or is he gonna actually decide to take Douglas and leave? And Ridge, he was talking to Hope, and he was like, he brought up her wearing the ring. And then Brooke and Hope both was saying that it was Thomas' idea, and Brooke was defending her daughter. I said, right, if you feel like you can defend your son, why she can't defend her daughter? Come on now, be for real. But at the same time, y'all know how Brooke has always felt about Thomas, so well, Ridge was saying that he feels like Hope should have made it clear. She was like, she did, but then she mentioned she never said that it would never happen. I said, right, you left room for him to hope. But he was wrong and you was wrong. They both was wrong. Why can't they see that both of these folks was wrong? They was wrong for, first of all, y'all got involved while she was married. That's the first thing. Of course, how did you think it was going to end? If it started out wrong, more than likely it's going to end wrong. I ain't going to say all the time, but majority of the time, if it started out wrong, it's going to end wrong. Like over here, like, I wasn't ready. But you... Look, we ain't even gonna talk about it. Yeah, Ridge believed that she should have made it clear or whatever. And I said, right, you shouldn't have been wearing that ring every day. Y'all know I used to be looking for it. I said, let's see if she got that ring on the day. But Brooke brought up it would have been better if Hope said, yes. And I said, right, exactly. They acted like they wanted her to say yes, even though she didn't want to get married. And if she had to say yes, let's get married, Steffi would have still been upset. And Steffi also was telling Thomas that she feels like he actually did give Hope the space she asked for. And I said, I disagree. Even in what he said, I know you said you needed time, but we're ready or whatever. And I said, even in that, he said it. But I still say also that Hope sent mixed signals. She sent mixed signals. I said, Thomas over here, he knew that eventually she would get tired of him, didn't want him or whatever. That's why he's trying to rush her down the doggone altar. And that's why he was like, maybe I should have gave her more time or whatever. And Steph was trying to convince him to know his worth, walk away from her finally. And she tells him he needs to end things with Hope once and for all. And I said, right, come on now. We tired of seeing this. We tired. If y'all not going to let them fully be together, then might as well just break them up. But yeah, you definitely didn't give her the space because you always sleeping around. But Ridge brought up something that Steffi brought up as well. They don't want this to be a setback. I said, right, because he was obsessed. But come on now, we should have seen her actually doing work or getting work did. I think he had a meeting with Taylor, but then he found another therapist. And I think Hope went to the meeting. Somebody went to the meeting with him. So then Hope started telling Brooke about what Steffi said. I was Hope too. Talk about nobody's mom and think they ain't going to say nothing. Read somebody, come on now, we've been doing good. The family has been at peace and he don't want a war. I said, it's too late for that. It's too late for that. She should have kept her mouth closed because you ain't nobody's victim. You ain't nobody's victim. And she should have spoke up for her mama. The way that Brooke speak up for Hope and Ridge speaking up for Thomas is how Steffi should have spoke up for Taylor. And Thomas should have spoke up for Taylor. Why would you encourage your mama to be with somebody that keeps choosing him last? Why I keep mixing up? Choosing her last or not choosing her at all, just breaking a doggone heart. And then y'all, even Taylor be up here talking about, yeah, you broke his heart and all this stuff. You're not going to get that chance. He has to decide for himself, and he ain't no catch anyway over here. But again, I said, yes, Thomas does need to walk away from Hope, but I prefer if he come to the conclusion himself or whatever. Ho's still not giving up. I said, let it go. Let it go. But she's still determined to make things work. She doesn't believe this is the end of her relationship. They say that her and Steffi supposed to get into it on a deeper level this week, because Steffi gonna be, what they say, victorious. So obviously Thomas gonna end things with her. And that's when it ended with her telling him to take Douglas and go to Paris. I said, why would he want to go to? Ain't that where they kiss? Ain't that where it all started? Why would you want to go back there? Why they always run out to Paris anyway? But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.